The FIFA cover. When Kylian Mbappé was announced as FIFA 21's cover star in July 2020, Paris Saint-Germain fans were celebrating. Their golden boy had made it to gaming's biggest stage. Just 2 days later, Mbappé was leaving the Coupe de France final in tears, his ankle twisted by Loic Perrin's horror tackle, his season hanging by a thread. Coincidence? Maybe. But when you realize this digital death sentence has been claiming superstars since the late 1990s, coincidence becomes conspiracy. David Beckham started this gaming graveyard in FIFA 98. What happened next? The red card that shattered a nation. England versus Argentina, World Cup 98. Beckham lashes out at Diego Simeone and gets sent off. His country crashes out in penalties, and suddenly, the golden boy becomes England's most hated man. 4 years of boos, 4 years of blame. Wayne Rooney got hit twice by this digital demon. FIFA 06 cover star breaks his metatarsal weeks before the World Cup. FIFA 12 cover. His form crumbles while cover partner Jack Wilshere spends almost the entire season on the treatment table. The curse gets hungrier with each edition. Marco Reus on FIFA 17, just 24 appearances after injury. Eden Hazard gracing FIFA 20? Called it the worst season of my career after his €100 million Real Madrid dream turned into a year-long nightmare of torn muscles and broken bones. Even Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't escape. His FIFA 19 cover got yanked after explosive off-field controversies erupted. The casualties pile up across every generation. Ronaldinho's partying caught up with his Barcelona brilliance after FIFA 06. Kaká's Ballon d'Or magic vanished into Real Madrid's €65 million medical room post-FIFA 08. Even Messi couldn't dodge the curse. FIFA 13 brought hamstring hell and World Cup heartbreak. Gareth Bale's record-breaking Madrid move turned into injury-plagued misery after FIFA 14. EA Sports ditched FIFA in 2023, becoming EA Sports FC. They put Haaland on the standard cover, Bellingham on the Ultimate Edition. Haaland smashed records, won everything. The curse seemed dead. But Bellingham? His goals collapsed from 19 to 9 in the space of a season. Maybe a new curse has found its ultimate victim to kick it all off again. The England penalty curse. England invented football, but penalties seem to have been invented to torture them. Since 1990, the Three Lions have turned penalty shootouts into an art form. The art of losing spectacularly when it matters most. Italia's World Cup in 1990 started the nightmare. Chris Waddle launched his penalty into orbit against West Germany in the semi-final. 6 years later, Euro 1996 brought hope on home soil. Then came the semi-final against Germany again. Gareth Southgate's penalty saved by Andreas Kopka. Dreams shattered at Wembley. France World Cup 98. David Batty's penalty saved against Argentina. Euro 2004. Darius Vassell misses against Portugal. World Cup 2006. Same opponents, same result. Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher, all brilliant players, all penalty failures when it mattered. The psychological scar ran so deep that England hired sports psychologists, penalty specialists, and even brought in data analysts to study goalkeeper movements. Nothing worked. The curse had become self-fulfilling prophecy. Players arrived at major tournaments already fearing the inevitable shootout. Euro 2020 seemed different. Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, a new generation ready to end the curse. Then came the final against Italy at Wembley. Rashford hit the post, Sancho's was saved, Bukayo Saka's penalty stopped. The curse continued, and the weight of history crushed another generation. But something strange happened after that Wembley heartbreak. England didn't face penalties at the World Cup 2022. They were knocked out by France the old-fashioned way, with Harry Kane missing a crucial penalty in regular time. No shootout needed. Euro 2024 brought a moment of redemption against Switzerland in the quarter-finals. 5 perfect penalties, 5-3 victory, with Trent Alexander-Arnold sealing what looked like freedom from the curse. But curses don't disappear that easily. England reached the final again, only to lose 2-1 to Spain in regular time. No penalties, no dramatic shootout, just another painful defeat when it mattered. Some demons never truly die, they just change form. Atletico Madrid's Champions League curse. Diego Simeone has turned Atletico Madrid into warriors. His players would run through walls for him, fight until the final whistle, and never give up. But in Europe, none of that matters. The curse is bigger than tactics, bigger than passion, bigger than the man himself. It started in 1974. Atletico reached their first European Cup final against Bayern Munich. Luis Aragonés scored in extra time. Victory was seconds away. Then Hans-Georg Schwarzenbeck struck the equalizer with 90 seconds left. The replay was a massacre. Bayern won 4-0, and Atletico's European dreams died in Munich. 40 years later, the wound reopened. Lisbon, 2014. Diego Godin's header had put Atletico ahead against their city rivals Real Madrid. For 93 minutes, they held on. The trophy was in their grasp. Then Sergio Ramos rose like a ghost to knot home the equalizer. 93rd minute, same position, same heartbreak. Extra time became a horror show. Real scored 3 more times. The final score, 4-1. History repeating itself with surgical precision. 2 years later, Milan. Same teams, same agony. This time, Sergio Ramos scored first, but Atletico fought back through Yannick Carrasco. Then came the cruelest twist. Antoine Griezmann earned a penalty just minutes into the second half. Power over placement. The crossbar trembled, the ball ricocheted away, and the curse tightened its grip. When penalties arrived, Juanfran's shot hit the post. Real Madrid had done it again. 5-3. They call Atletico El Pupas, the jinxed ones. Simeone once said the Champions League anthem haunted him, that hearing those notes made him feel cursed. In European ties against Real Madrid under his management, he's lost every single final encounter. The most passionate man in football, reduced to helplessness by history's least empathic joke. The Barcelona away games. The Camp Nou is a fortress, but the moment Barcelona step outside Catalonia in the Champions League, something sinister takes hold. Since their magnificent treble in 2015, they've become serial chokers on European away days. Masters of the domestic league, prisoners of their own comfort zone. The curse began to reveal itself in Rome 2018. Barcelona held a commanding 4-1 lead from the first leg at the Camp Nou. Surely this time was different. Edin Dzeko and Daniele De Rossi had other ideas. A 3-0 defeat at the Stadio Olimpico sent Barcelona crashing out on away goals. The pattern was crystallizing. Liverpool 2019 brought the most painful collapse yet. Leading 3-0 from the first leg, Barcelona were coasting. Then Anfield happened. Divock Origi scored twice. Jorginho Wijnaldum added 2 more in 4 minutes. And suddenly, Barcelona were out. The famous corner taken quickly moment became their recurring nightmare. The curse reached its peak in Lisbon 2020. Bayern Munich didn't just beat Barcelona, they humiliated them 8-2 in a single match at a neutral venue. Philippe Coutinho, on loan from Barcelona, scored twice against his parent club. It wasn't just a defeat, it was footballing genocide. But the curse wasn't finished. PSG 2021. Kylian Mbappe's hat-trick in the first leg at Paris sealed their fate before they even returned home. Then came the cruelest blow of all. Inter Barcelona 2025, the San Siro semi-final. Barcelona led 3-2 with minutes remaining, reaching for the Champions League final. Francesco Acerbi equalized in the 93rd minute. Davide Frattesi's winner in extra time broke their hearts once more. 7-6 on aggregate. So close to redemption, yet so familiar. The defending World Cup champions curse. Winning the World Cup should guarantee success for the next 4 years. Instead, it often signs a team's death warrant. The defending champions curse plagued international football for 2 decades, turning heroes into cautionary tales and glory into guaranteed misery. France discovered this horrific truth in 2002. The World Cup winners of 1998, European champions of 2000, arrived in Japan as overwhelming favourites. They'd lost just 3 matches in 4 years, an unstoppable machine. Then the tournament started, and everything shattered. Senegal shocked them in the opener. No goals in 3 group matches, elimination without a single victory. Italy's 2010 campaign was even more humiliating. The defensive masters who'd won on penalties in 2006 managed just 2 points from 3 games, a pathetic whimper. They finished bottom of their group, their reputation in ruins. Spain's curse came with maximum brutality in 2014. The team that played the most beautiful football since Brazil's 1970 side should have cruised past the Netherlands. Instead, Robin van Persie's flying header started a 5-1 massacre that killed their tournament before it could breathe. Germany completed the pattern in 2018 with ruthless efficiency. The systematic machine that had demolished Brazil 7-1 couldn't even escape the group stage in Russia. A shocking defeat to South Korea sent them home in disgrace. The curse held firm for 20 years, claiming victim after victim. Only Brazil in 2006 managed to reach the quarter-finals before falling. Then France finally broke the pattern in 2022, reaching the final again and proving something crucial. The curse could be defeated, even if they ultimately lost to Argentina on penalties. Neymar's sister's birthday. Every March, football fans around the world check their calendars and hold their breath. Not because of transfer deadlines or fixture congestion, but because March 11th is approaching, Rafaela Santos's birthday. And for nearly a decade, her brother Neymar has found mysterious ways to be unavailable for football duties around this exact date. The pattern started in 2015, when Neymar picked up his 5th yellow card of the season against Granada, earning a suspension that ruled him out of Barcelona's match against Rayo Vallecano on March 8th. Club officials kindly allowed him to return to Brazil for his sister's birthday celebration. Sweet gesture, since he couldn't play anyway. But then it happened again in 2016. Another yellow card accumulation, another convenient suspension, another trip home to Sao Paulo just in time for the Disney-themed family party. By 2017, even the most charitable observers were raising eyebrows. The absences evolved after that, becoming more creative. A mysterious adductor problem in 2017, a metatarsal fracture in 2018 that kept him out for months. The same injury returned in 2019, almost like clockwork. 2021 brought another muscle injury in February that coincidentally lasted through mid-March. The evidence is staggering. Neymar missed games around his sister's birthday in 8 of the past 10 seasons. The odds of this being pure coincidence are astronomical. Barcelona and PSG both reportedly gave him special permission to attend the celebrations, treating it like an annual pilgrimage rather than questioning the timing. The only exception came in 2020, when COVID-19 lockdowns prevented international travel. Ironically, that was the year Neymar actually played on March 11th, scoring a vital goal against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. When he couldn't physically get to Brazil, suddenly his body held up perfectly. Even at Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, the pattern seemed destined to continue. But in a twist of fate, Neymar terminated his contract in January 2025 and returned to Santos, his boyhood club in Brazil, just weeks before March 11th. Finally, geography itself seemed poised to break the curse, with Neymar perfectly positioned to celebrate his sister's birthday without any mysterious ailments or travel complications. Yet the curse proved more powerful than mere logistics. On March 2, 2025, Neymar suffered a thigh injury during Santos's match against Red Bull Bragantino, just 9 days before his sister's birthday. The injury was serious enough to rule him out of Brazil's World Cup qualifiers and keep him sidelined for a month, ensuring he missed crucial matches around the familiar March 11th date. Whether it's the most elaborate family devotion in sports history or the most convenient series of coincidences ever recorded, one thing is certain: every March, football takes a back seat to sibling love. The Argentina number 9. Wearing Argentina's number 10 jersey brings glory. Just ask Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi. But for decades, the number 9 was cursed, a death sentence where careers went to die and World Cup dreams shattered into pieces. Hernan Crespo was supposed to break it. Clinical at club level, devastating for Argentina in friendlies. The man who never received a single red card in his entire career. But at World Cups, the curse struck with surgical precision. 2002 brought early elimination, relegated to substitute appearances. 2006 ended in penalty heartbreak against Germany, despite Crespo's goals. The number 9 jersey became too heavy even for his golden touch. Then came Gonzalo Higuain, and the curse became truly sinister. Napoli's goal machine, Juventus's reliable finisher. But for Argentina, he became the man who missed when it mattered most. 3 finals, 3 devastating misses. Brazil 2014, one-on-one with Manuel Neuer in the World Cup final, side-footed wide when through on goal. Copa America 2015, missed from close range in the dying seconds, then blazed his penalty over the crossbar. Copa America 2016, chipped his shot wide after finding himself clean through against Chile in the 23rd minute. 3 finals, 3 broken dreams. Higuain became Argentina's symbol of heartbreak, the striker who scored everywhere except when his country needed him most. He later confessed he wanted to quit football entirely after 2014. I locked myself away, afraid of what people might say. The number 9 had claimed its most tortured victim. But then came Qatar 2022, and the young striker named Julian Alvarez. When Lautaro Martinez struggled with ankle injuries, playing through unbearable pain in jersey number 22, Lionel Scaloni made a crucial decision. He handed the cursed number 9 to Alvarez, and everything changed. The 22-year-old didn't just wear the jersey, he dominated in it. 4 goals at the World Cup, a penalty won against Croatia in the semi-final. 2 goals in that same match, becoming the youngest player since Pelé to score twice in a World Cup semi-final. When Argentina lifted the trophy, Alvarez had done the impossible. He'd broken the curse of the number 9. The Juventus European final curse. In Italy, Juventus are inevitable. 9 consecutive Serie A titles from 2011 to 2020, dozens of domestic cups, absolute dominance. But step into Europe's biggest arena and they transform into football's greatest chokers. The old lady has reached more European finals than almost any other club and lost more than anyone else too, a record 7 defeats from 9 attempts. Since their last European Cup triumph in 1996, Juventus have reached 5 more Champions League finals. They've lost every single one. Borussia Dortmund in 1997, Real Madrid in 1998, AC Milan in 2003, Barcelona in 2015, and Real Madrid again in 2017. Serial finalists, serial losers. The 2017 defeat to Real Madrid in Cardiff was particularly soul-crushing. Juventus had pulled off the impossible, overturning a 3-0 first-leg deficit to Barcelona in the quarter-finals with one of the greatest comebacks in Champions League history. They then dispatched Monaco 4-1 on aggregate in the semi-finals, winning 2-0 away in Monte Carlo and 2-1 at home. Everything seemed to align for their redemption. Mario Mandzukic scored one of the greatest goals in Champions League final history, a gravity-defying overhead kick that won UEFA's goal of the season. His 27th-minute strike deserved to win any match. But Juventus were playing against destiny itself. Cristiano Ronaldo scored twice, Casemiro added another, and another Juventus European dream died in agony. The curse follows them like a shadow. Different eras, different players, different managers, but the same heartbreaking result. Gianluigi Buffon spent his entire career chasing the one trophy that mattered most, reaching 3 Champions League finals and losing them all. The greatest goalkeeper of his generation, making miracle saves in vain, reduced to tears in Turin. His 2003 penalty shootout against Milan haunts him still. Saving 2 penalties wasn't enough when his teammates missed 3 of their own. In 2015, he kept out everything Barcelona threw at him until the final moments. In 2017, he watched Mandzukic's masterpiece rendered meaningless by Real Madrid's relentless machine. They call themselves Fino alla fine, until the end. In domestic competition, they never surrender. But in European finals, the end always comes too soon. The curse always wins. The Golden Boy Award. Europe's most prestigious young talent award should be a golden ticket to footballing immortality. Instead, it's become football's cruelest curse, a gilded trap that transforms tomorrow's superstars into yesterday's cautionary tales. Alexandra Pato's 2009 coronation seemed like destiny itself. AC Milan's Brazilian wizard possessed explosive pace, silky skill, and a predator's instinct that promised decades of glory. This should have been just the beginning. Instead, it marked the end. His body betrayed him spectacularly. Muscular injuries transformed the player who once terrorized Champions League giants into a broken shell, drifting between clubs like football's most expensive ghost. Mario Balotelli's 2010 triumph captured his genius and madness in equal measure. The Italian enigma had undeniable brilliance. His thunderous strikes and unpredictable flair mesmerized fans worldwide. But talent means nothing without discipline. Training ground explosions, headline-grabbing chaos, and a career trajectory pointing steadily downward followed. Anderson's 2008 victory at Manchester United promised midfield mastery for a decade. Instead, fitness issues and loss of focus turned Brazil's golden boy into Old Trafford's forgotten man. Isco claimed 2012 after dazzling at Malaga, but inconsistency plagued his Real Madrid years, flashes of genius drowning in mediocrity. Renato Sanchez suffered the most brutal fall. Portugal's 2016 winner had just conquered Europe at 19, becoming the youngest Portuguese to start and win a major final. Bayern Munich's €35 million investment seemed like a bargain for football's next superstar. Then, he vanished. A disastrous Swansea loan saw him struggle so badly he became a symbol of unfulfilled potential. The midfielder who conquered European championships couldn't adapt to the Premier League's intensity. Yet some have shattered the curse completely. Messi claimed 2005 and rewrote football history. Mbappe won 2017 and reached World Cup glory as a teenager. Haaland took 2020 and continues demolishing every record in sight. The Golden Boy Award exposes a vicious cycle. Massive expectations don't just blur our judgment of these young stars, they actively curse them. The weight of premature coronation becomes their heaviest burden. The Ballon d'Or winner's curse. The award every footballer dreams of. But what if that dream becomes your worst nightmare? The golden ball that crowns the planet's greatest player. But here's the terrifying truth. Winning the Ballon d'Or might actually destroy your career. Since 2000, winners have celebrated, only to slowly unravel. Michael Owen was just 21 when he claimed football's ultimate prize in 2001. England's golden boy seemed unstoppable, his lightning pace leaving defenders in the dust. Then his body betrayed him. A decade of injuries followed, each one stealing another piece of his explosive speed. By retirement, the Ballon d'Or winner had become a cautionary tale. Andrei Shevchenko's nightmare unfolded in London. Ukraine's goal-scoring machine was unstoppable at AC Milan, terrorizing Europe's finest defenses. The 2004 Ballon d'Or confirmed his status as the world's deadliest striker. Then came Chelsea. Roman Abramovich's £30 million dream signing turned into his most expensive disaster. The man who once scored at will managed just 10 Premier League goals across 2 torturous seasons. Ronaldinho's magic began fading almost immediately after his 2005 triumph. Brazil's Samba King went from untouchable genius to a player more interested in nightlife than football. Even Kaká's descent was brutal. Brazil's 2007 winner moved to Real Madrid for €65 million, only to see injuries transform him from dancing through defenses into a ghost. The curse struck in 2024. Rodri claimed the award after Manchester City's dominance, having played just 3 games before suffering a season-ending ACL injury against Arsenal in September. He collected his Ballon d'Or trophy on crutches in October. City's season completely unraveled without him. The team that won 4 consecutive titles suddenly couldn't win anything, ending their first trophyless season since 2017. Even after returning 8 months later, the curse wasn't finished. Another injury during the 2025 Club World Cup sidelined him again. City have spent over £100 million on midfield replacements, desperately trying to fill the void. But not every winner falls victim. Messi and Ronaldo's dominance goes without saying. They turned the award into their personal playground for over a decade. Beyond the obvious legends, Modric won in 2018 and continued orchestrating Real Madrid's midfield for years. Benzema claimed 2022 and maintained his lethal touch, though he too eventually succumbed to Saudi Arabia's golden handcuffs. Perhaps the secret isn't avoiding recognition, it's having the mentality that transforms great pressure into greater performance. The second season syndrome. In English football, newly promoted sides often punch above their weight in their first Premier League season. Fresh legs, no expectations, and the element of surprise create perfect storms. But the second season, that's where dreams go to die, and teams discover that lightning rarely strikes twice. Ipswich Town wrote the textbook on this phenomenon. Their 2000-1 return was pure magic, finishing 5th and qualifying for Europe ahead of established giants. Then came the curse. Season 2 brought brutal reality. Key players departed, opponents had cracked their code, and the magic evaporated. They finished second from bottom, relegated after just 2 seasons back. From European nights to League One, Sheffield United thought they could rewrite history. Their 2019-20 debut under Chris Wilder was extraordinary. 9th place, playing gorgeous football, turning Bramall Lane into a fortress. But sophomore seasons don't respect fairy tales. The 2020-21 campaign became a nightmare. They managed just 5 wins all season, relegated with games to spare. The system that made them special became their downfall. Leeds United under Marcelo Bielsa suffered the same cruel fate. Their swashbuckling 2020-21 return brought 9th place and widespread acclaim for fearless football. But Bielsa's intensity has an expiration date. By February 2022, after conceding 17 goals in 4 straight defeats, the Argentine was gone. Their 2022-23 relegation confirmed it. Just 31 points, their worst total since 1947. Even the most passionate philosophy couldn't survive the second season curse. The statistics are chilling. Over the past decade, 20% of teams that survive their first season fall victim to second season syndrome. Some teams don't even need 2 seasons. They collapse midway through their first campaign. Players running on empty, tactics exposed, confidence shattered. From England's penalty failures to Ballon d'Or winners, football's curses are real, and they could be haunting your club or favourite player. Hit subscribe to see which curse claims its next victim.